Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Thanks for clicking on my video. Today I'm going to be doing the anniversary video for October. This video almost got away from me. I think it's posting one of the last days of October. I had forgotten about it and I was like, oh wait, no big deal, it's okay. In case you don't know, my anniversary series is where I take an old look from a year ago, I revisit it, and I recreate it with my current skill set. So here is the inspiration picture for October. I don't think I quite hit the mark as far as the pink purple tones, but at the end of the day, I still like the look. If you want to see how I did it, then stick around. And if you're new here, hello, my name is Rachel, and I am a homeschooling stay-at-home mom who loves color. I love to play with colorful eyeshadow especially, and I upload lots of videos every week. It's all eyeshadow related content, so if you really like what you see, which of course I hope you do, I do think that you should consider liking and subscribing and hitting the notification bell so that you don't miss any new videos. So let's get going before my kids wake up. I think what it was that I had some of the birthstone palettes from BH Cosmetics, and I did a monthly look with those based on the month that they represented. And so in my brain, I had already done an October look, and that posted at the beginning of this month. But it wasn't the anniversary video, it was just the birthstone video for Opal's palette. So anyway, I think that's what threw me off. I'm sorry that this is late. I think I'll be able to get it in before the end of the month. I'm gonna play today with the It's My Pleasure palette from ColourPop. Now you may recall, I had this palette ages and ages ago. I have a video coming soon, I don't think it's gone live yet, talking about the newest palettes in my collection, because a subscriber had sent me this lovely box of goodies, and included were several palettes, and so I wanted to just show you guys some new things that I had going on. Well, It's My Pleasure was one of them, and I had this so long ago in the very beginning, and I ended up decluttering it, but I kind of regretted that decision after some time, because so many people would talk about how much they loved this palette, how versatile it was, and how good it was. And so I'm actually quite excited to have it back in my collection so that I can play with it again with the skill set that I have now and see what kind of fun I can have with it. So I'm going to use this for most of today's look. I'll probably grab a black from somewhere in my collection and deepen up the outer corner, but I think besides that, I'm just going to stick with It's My Pleasure and see what kind of fun we can have. So I've already primed my eyes. I used the Glam Light Icing Primer in the shade White Frosting, so now let's get going. So I'm going to start with an e.l.f. blending brush. It's round and kind of dense, and I'm going to start in the shade Sleeper. This is the darkest matte, and I'm going to lay this on my outer corner, and I'll blend it from here. I'm not sure. I don't have a solid plan. I just remember what the inspiration picture is, and I'm trying to stick within there. I've been having a lot of fun filming lately. I actually took a few days off because of just how timing worked out. And that was fine, because I had videos that were lined up and you guys still saw content even if I wasn't filming. I know that I posted a video a little while ago, not too long ago, maybe last week, talking about I have so many ideas for content. Do you guys want to see more? Or should I edit myself? Should I pull back and just do the eyeshadow without filming? Because I like to do eyeshadow and I don't have to film. I don't have to take the time to edit and upload. Everyone was really supportive and encouraging, saying, Rachel, do what you want to do. Like, we like your videos, that's why we're here. If we didn't like them, we would go away. And if you find that you have the time and you enjoy doing it, then sure, go for it. Upload a video. And if you find that life gets busy and you don't have the time, that's okay too, because we're all humans and we all understand. So you guys were really encouraging in those comments, and I very much appreciate what you had to say. One person noted that we're coming into the holiday season, and I'm going to be having a baby in the next 3 or 4 months, and there's a chance that I won't have all of the time to film and upload that I have right now, and that's okay. I'm going to take a larger blending brush and go into Kitten Fish. This is the lightest of the mattes, and put this on the edge. So with it getting busy pretty soon, that subscriber was like, you know, it's not the worst thing if you find that you have so many ideas that you could plan yourself out for months in advance. There's no harm in that, because you never know when life is going to get busy and you won't be able to film, and you'll be grateful to have those videos in the queue ready to go and still have the community of people who are watching your videos and encouraging and supporting and talking and giving you feedback. So I could still have that community even if I'm not at the time able to film new videos. If I've planned far enough out in advance, then I can have all that feedback, which is really important. I've discovered, at least in my own life, it's really important for me to have that sort of creative energy going out and coming back in, and people to bounce things off of, and a community of like-minded people, you know, sharing a common interest. All of that's really important for me. And so if I can film some stuff and schedule it well in advance, then when I do have a baby and I'm laid in bed for a week recovering, And when we do have holidays and travel to see friends or whatever we end up doing, I still have videos that are going up for those of you who want to watch. It just made sense to me that, yeah, I don't have to upload and share everything right now. I can still upload and share whatever I want, but it's not a bad idea to plan far enough in advance that when I know that I'm not going to be able to film, like I went into labor this morning, then I'm not also thinking at that time, man, I wish I had a video to go up. Does that make sense? At this time, I want to add in a black. I have a new palette in my collection, which is not in the video that I referenced because this one arrived yesterday, and I'm not going to tell you what it is because that video is not live. And in that video, I do an unboxing with you. But one of the shades in the palette is a very deep, very pigmented matte black. No sparkle, no shimmer, just matte. So I'm taking that black and I'm going in with a really small pencil brush, and I want to deepen the outer corner only. So I think I'm going to try to find a balance. I mean, it's always good to find balance, right? I think I want to find a balance between uploading what I want to and what I'm able to now, and making sure that the videos that go live now are topical to what's happening in life. Like if I update you on the pregnancy and you guys don't see it for a month and a half, that's not very helpful. And it's kind of a moot point by then, So I have to be cognizant of those sorts of things and what I'm talking about in my videos. And at the same time, I'm going to be doing some videos in advance. Like today is the anniversary video for October. I think in advance I'm going to film November and December just so that they're done and they're lined up in the queue and I don't have to think about them anymore. They're out of my brain, but the content is made and it's fun and I like it and you guys can see it at an appropriate time. I also think that I'm going to do some week of videos where, remember, I do an entire week using just one palette. The first week that I did was the week of Wahala 2, and that's a Juvia's Place palette, and I have probably 50% of my collection is palettes that are large enough for me to come up with at least 3 looks. And I think I could easily do a week of video or series for each of those palettes. So I've got plans. I have plans. And I think that week of videos would be a really good idea when it comes to pre-filming, because if I have, currently, right now, is one of the last few days of October. I have content filmed out through the middle of November. So I've got stuff lined up that I don't need to worry about what's going to go up on Friday or Monday. I can just film an entire week of videos and schedule them for January. Schedule them for the end of February when I'm having a baby, when the babies do. I think that's a good idea. So it's a little bit of compromise between pre-filming and securing those videos in time so that when I know that life is going to be busy or unpredictable, I have stuff going up and I can still maintain that community. And then also just uploading as I'm able to now and as I want to. I don't want to put pressure on myself. I just want to do, this is my hobby. This is fun and I very much enjoy it, and I so enjoy the people that I've been interacting with. Everyone's been great and that feeds my soul. So I think I'm going to find a middle ground between the two. So once I added the black into these purple shades, it now looks so much like the Orchid You Not palette from ColourPop because of these deep, really rich tones, and I'm kind of loving it. This palette as a foundation and then adding black is still more purple based, a little bit leaning more true purple than the Orchid palette, because the Orchid palette is definitely more berry burgundies. So this is a more purple version. I really like it. I do recall that when I got rid of this palette, I did a look before I passed it along and I loved that look. And I don't know if it was the colors on my face or what, but now, again, I am excited to have it back in my collection because I want to give it another chance, or let it give me another chance because I'm the one who got rid of it, right? What should we do for shimmer? What should we do for shimmer? I'm trying to remember the inspiration look. It was pretty pink over here, and then it went out purple. All right, let me take a not flat, it's a stubby and kind of pinch blending brush. I'm going to go into the shade Fanfiction. This is the medium pink matte. I'm going to start this in my inner corner, light in the crease. I want to bring some pink into the look. I'm sure that I could grab other palettes from my collection to get a more pink tone, but I just wanted to play with this one today. Another video that's coming soon, which was a subscriber request, is a meet and greet with my dog, because you guys hear her sounds all the time, and sometimes I apologize for all her noises because dogs sometimes make gross noises. And one of my subscribers was like, you're always talking about your dog. We'd love to see a picture of her. You can talk about, where you guys got her. Was she a rescue? Was she bought as a puppy? Was she from a breeder, etc.? And I thought that's a great idea. That would be a lot of fun. So I made a whole video, which is coming soon. I don't remember when that one's going live, but it's coming soon. And it's a meet and greet with my dog. You get to see pictures of her playing with the family, pictures in the snow, pictures snuggled up with my daughters. I'm going to tell you about how we got her and what her personality is like, what kind of dog she is. It's going to be a good time. So I hope you guys enjoy that video when it comes. There, so there's some pink. Now I want to take the shade Do or Dough. And I'm going to start this in the middle of the lid and transition from the pink into the purple. I like to apply ColourPop shimmers with my finger. I know you guys know this. I think I'm actually going to try this one with a brush and see if spraying it will bring in a little bit more pigmentation. I told you that I have a new palette in my collection, which I haven't yet introduced to you. I took the same shade on a brush and I sprayed it. There we go. I'm getting a little bit more shine with this. Anyway, so I came home after kind of a long day and I was just so glad to be home, and then I saw the box sitting on my porch and I was like, oh, yes, it's here. I am really excited about that palette. Really excited about that one. So I did the eye look late in the day. I think it was 5:30 by the time I finished. I was just super stoked to play with the palette and I loved it. I loved it. The reason I bring that up is because the shimmer that I'm using right here is a nice shimmer, but compared to the one I used yesterday, there's no comparison. This is a beautiful purpley toned shimmer, but yeah, you'll see when that video goes live, there's no comparison between that palette and the shimmers that it offers and most of my other palettes. With that same brush, I'm gonna now grab the shade Earthshine, which is the light pink shimmer. I think I'll spray it because I want to, and I'm gonna lay that down in the inner corner. I want to dip into the lower lash line now. I'm going to grab this brush. It's a little bit pinched and smaller, and I want this shade Pretty Cruel. This one has a lot of kick up. I do remember there being a lot of kick up in this shade. And I'm going to run that on the whole lower lash line. It brings in a little of this smoky purpley color, but a different version of it. It's not as pinky purple, it's more brown. Then going back into Kitten Fish with a small and very loose blending brush, I want to hit just the edges of Pretty Cruel here to buff it out because it's a medium toned shade, so I don't want it to be too dark there. I want to bring a tiny bit more sparkle to this, so I'm going to dip into the shade Mr. Sandman with my finger and see how this one performs right in the center of the lid. Remember, the center of the lid is the apex of the curve of the eyeball, and so if you put some shine there, it's going to actually be amplified a little more than simply by existing, because when you move your eye around, it catches the light at that apex. And so if you put a little bit of extra sparkle there, it'll make your eyes look a smidge shinier and brighter as well. Okay, so that's Mr. Sandman, and that's pretty. I'm going to grab Kitten Fish with a really small brush. I'm going to drag Kitten Fish on the rest of the lower lash line out to meet that brownish matte. I think I want to do a white inner corner highlight. So I'm just laying Kitten Fish down to line the rest of my eye here. And that is it. So I'm going to go off camera. I'm going to find a white matte for the inner corner highlight. I'll line, figure out a waterline color, and I'll be back in just a second to show you guys how it looks. So here's the finished look. I did line my eyes with black up top and I did a small wing. I used two different ColourPop eyeliners for my waterline. This one is called Fluffy and that's the inner corner. And then this shade is called Boots and it's the outer corner. And then on my lips, I am wearing the NYX Butter Gloss in the shade Devil's Food Cake. On my face, I'm wearing the Tulum palette from BH Cosmetics for bronzer and their Frisé palette for highlighter. That is everything. That's the whole look. I don't think that it's very close to my inspiration look. I think I probably should have pulled a palette that brought in more true pink tones, but I don't know. I do think it's really pretty. As far as the palette goes, I'm enjoying the colors. I think the more true purple tones are quite beautiful, and they're a nice complement for brown eyes across the board all the time. I am struggling a bit with ColourPop lately, just ColourPop in general. ColourPop was my first love when it came to eyeshadow. That's the brand I landed in accidentally, and it was a good quality brand. But now that I have discovered and played with other brands, my horizons have been broadened. And so now when I compare some ColourPop shimmers, not all of them, but some of them, to other brands' shimmers that might be the same color, just a different formula, I'm a little bit less excited about ColourPop because their shimmers just aren't quite the same. I think they're a notch higher than a traditional shimmer shade, but they're definitely still below a lot of the indie brands. I mean, the shimmer game has been raised, And so many brands are not keeping up, whereas the smaller indie brands are just killing it all the time. So I'm seeing what the competition and the market is looking like as far as shimmery shades. I still really like their mattes. It's not that I dislike their shimmers, it's just compared to other things, now my mind is opened a bit more and I can go, oh, okay, you know, I like the palette, I like the colors. The shimmers don't excite me the way that they used to, but the colors are really beautiful. It's just I might want to, you know, take this palette and pair it with a more exciting shimmer or a topper shade or a multi-chrome somewhere just to bring in a little bit more excitement. But at the end of the day, I do like the look. I'm happy that I'm wearing it. Probably should have had more pink in it, but oh well. This is what we've got today. Thank you so much for hanging out with me and for being with me and for clicking on my channel. I hope you like the look. I hope you like the video. Comment below with any thoughts you may have. I always enjoy connecting with you guys in the comments. And until I see you on my next video, which is going to be soon, I hope you have a great day. Bye!